Before we really get started.
But we're so excited to be here, and we're in the Lime Crime office finally.
And hello. So we're live on Sally Beauty, YouTube, Facebook, and we're live on Lime Crime Instagram. Hello, fam.
Hi,
Everyone
Lime Crime
out
Instagram.
there. So let's wait a few minutes and let's just get more people joining. But we are in the Lime Crime office right now, and we're gonna intro each other and then start talking everything hair color.
Yes,
Woo!
we are.
It's gonna be fun. Okay, so people are starting to join. We see on Instagram, hi Lime Crime fam. Lola here.
Jody. And I work in product development here, overseeing the hair category. And Lola.
I'm the director of brand and retail marketing for Lime Crime, and we are in the Lime Crime office right now in Los Angeles. And fun fact, it's one of the first times the entire team is all together in person in the office, fully vaccinated, and really excited to be here all together. It's like a dream come true. We've all been working remote for a really long time now. So it's so fun to be here. We have our great fun sign and merch, and we're just excited to be here and be able to talk about the products we love so much and be able to share just everything with you.
Yeah, give you guys all the tips and tricks on how to use our unicorn hair semi-permanent color, how to make sure it lasts the longest, how to make sure it looks the best, all the good deets.
Yeah, so basically, just to give everyone more knowledge about what's going on. So we at Lime Crime are part of Sally Beauty, the whole Sally Beauty portfolio, which is an amazing network. Sally Beauty, we love you. So we're doing a DIY university, which means that we talk to you about our brand and our products to live all of the Sally community and Lime Crime lovers that are out there, as well as all of our Lime Crime lovers who have already been following us on all of our social channels. And this is the first time we're doing it. For a bit more background, we went into Sally Beauty with Lime Crime in April, and the brand is really taking off. We have a plethora of hair color shades that we sell at Sally Beauty, both in-store and online. So if you haven't yet gotten to a Sally Beauty store lately, go. It's so fun. The store is beautifully merchandised. I must say, the staff in the Sally Beauty stores are so helpful. They do an amazing job of really just kind of asking you what you want, specifically when you have questions about hair color. And if you're going to do it at home, which is such a big trend right now and something we're so excited about as a brand to support.
Yes, everybody's starting to color their hair at home, and we're so excited that people have been loving our color and getting to express themselves in so many different ways. We offer so many different shades. We sell 16 of our best sellers in Sally Beauty right now, full coverage and tints. As
well as online too. So, if you can't get to a Sally Beauty store easily, you can just shop online too. Customer service is amazing at Sally Beauty. And of course, we have our e-commerce channel too with limecrime.com, and for all of our followers on Instagram who are watching live too, as you guys already know and love our hair color too. But we really wanted to do this to, reach out further and broaden our audience and really, let people know that we're in Sally. We love Sally, and just grow our network with Lime Crime.
Yes, and talk more about our product.
Yeah.
And why we love it so much, and why you should love it so much.
Yeah. So again, I see people joining now. So let's do more of it. Let's do an intro again, just so people know who we are and they don't think we're just here. We're just talking to them out of nowhere.
Yes.
So who are you?
So I'm Jody. I work in product development here at Lime Crime. I work specifically on hair. So I work on developing all of these great shades and also some of our hair care products.
And what's your background with hair?
I always knew that I wanted to work in beauty and really found my place in hair. I absolutely love it. I plan on doing this for the rest of my life, and I love being here at Lime Crime and doing it with such great coworkers. Love them all. And yeah, tell us about you.
And in general, you love working in the beauty industry, but hair was your niche, right? You told me.
Yes.
And you just were obsessed with it and wanted to.
Ever since I was little, I always played around with coloring my hair. Whether before my mom would let me dye my hair, I would use like Jello and Kool-Aid, and then I kind of made my way up. But
she's upgraded from Jello Kool-Aid to actually real amazing
real
color
product.
that lasts too.
I even remember literally sitting in the lawn of my house one time and dyeing my hair outside. And my grandpa was in town visiting, and he was like rinsing it out with a hose. And like that was like my first true memory of dyeing my hair.
Wait, that's an amazing story. And I feel like we should sidebar that later.
Right.
So Jodie, everyone, again, she's the expert in everything hair color. And we work really closely together about everything hair color. So we're going to be a fun duo up here for you.
Yes.
And I'm Lola. So I'm the director of marketing for brand and retail marketing. So I work really closely with the Sally Beauty team, as well as our retail partners around the world, to bring you Lime Crime products and all of our new launches and how we speak to it, and we speak to the brand and get our messaging out. Something to note too, and you probably know this, but if you don't, want to mention it again, we're 100% vegan and cruelty-free brand. We strongly believe in that. We support, cruelty-free initiatives. We're big animal lovers here at Lime Crime, and we are vegan. And it's really important for us, for you all to know that our products are extremely safe. Our hair color is really non-damaging, which we're going to get into later.
Yes.
But we love that. We stand for that as our brand. And we just want you to, if you're going to take that away from today, know that we're 100% vegan and cruelty-free, and just a phenomenally safe and effective, colorful brand. So Jodie and I, so let's talk about the product a bit.
Yes.
Shall we?
Yeah. So we offer full coverage and tints, and I think that's one of the things we want to cover today is what is the difference between full coverage and what's the difference between tints. So full coverage are going to be really bright, very pigmented shades. They're going to work best on platinum to medium blonde hair, and then they'll add a tint to dark blonde and light brown.
So I'm holding Bubblegum Rose full coverage.
One of my favorite shades.
So Bubblegum Rose is also one of our best sellers, offered in Sally Beauty in store and online. How would you describe this pink, actually?
Extremely fluorescent. It's one of the prettiest pinks I've probably ever seen. Also, and it smells amazing.
It really does.
No, literally the best scent ever. And whenever you're dyeing your hair, it makes the experience so much more enjoyable, because there's so many dyes out there that smell not so great. So
just to be clear, this shade is Bubblegum Rose, and it's a true pink, and it is full coverage, right? So Jodie, can you explain a little bit about the technology of full coverage?
Well, so all of our shades are going to work best on pre-lightened or chemically treated hair. And the reason for that is that opens up the cuticle of your hair, making the colors more absorbent. They're going to stick better. So you're going to get really vibrant, long-lasting results. And a shade like Bubblegum Rose is going to work and can work on somebody who has darker hair, because it is so pigmented and so bright.
Got it.
Yeah.
So if you have medium, well, I guess what would you call me? What would you call my roots? I have a lot of blonde ombre right now going on, but what would you call my roots?
Your roots are probably a little bit of a light browns, and then it fades down here into a medium blonde.
Got it.
Light blonde.
So do you think if I wanted to put Bubblegum Rose on my roots right here, would I have to pre-lighten?
You would get a tint of color, I would say, at the top, and then your color is going to get much more vibrant as it goes down, because these are the areas of your hair that have been lightened, and that's where the color is going to stick the best.
Got it. Okay. And then, so basically though, so our hair color is in a jar, right? So the best way to do it is pour it in a bowl, apply it with a brush, that kind of thing. But how many uses roughly do people get out of this, or does it depend on your hair length?
This would cover your whole head.
Got it.
Okay. I would say you need 2 jars if you have a lot of hair and it's long, but 1 jar should usually be good to cover someone's full head.
Look at the texture. I mean, it's like
you almost want to reach in and play with it, because it looks like it would just be fun.
It's like a goop.
Yeah, it's like a goop.
It's not like a gross goop.
Not a gross goop.
It's a fun, textury. It's like a Play-Doh, but more liquidy. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Yeah. But it's a fun experience applying it. And then we also have our tints, which we'll get into. So our tints are going to be some of our shades like Bunny, Cloud,
should we bring Bunny?
Oyster. Yes,
let's do a bunny. All right. So this is also a pink, but it's a tint, and it's called Bunny. So again, it gives a beautiful pink tint, but what does it mean? How is it different really? Like, let's get like serious. Like, how is it actually different?
So it's just, this is way more pigmented than this.
So the Bubblegum Rose full coverage is more pigmented than
it has more pigment, and a shade like Bunny is going to work the best on somebody who has platinum to light blonde hair. And that's who we recommend our tints for. They're going to get the most vibrant results. If you apply it on somebody with medium blonde hair, I don't think you'll get the results you're looking for. And I would stick for a shade more like Bubblegum Rose, or maybe one of our other pinks, Juicy, Strawberry Jam. We have so many good pinks for full coverage, and then we have so many great tints.
So same size, same packaging, but different uses and different sort of color saturation payoff, right?
And we do have some tints that are a lot brighter, but there's still colors that are going to work best on somebody with platinum to light blonde hair, and that's when the color is going to show truest. So
got it.
That's what our two different categories
are. And then all of our colors, though, too, it comes in a really cute box, right, with, you know, kind of a swatch of what it can look like on hair on the outer box. So if you're shopping in a store and, you know, you wanted to get a better sense of what it could look like, it's right on pack for us. Instructions in the carton too if you're a first-time user.
Yes.
For hair color. It is really easy to use at home.
Super easy to use at home. Should we get into the instructions?
I think so.
A little bit of a walkthrough.
Let's do it.
So the best way to apply our dye, you're going to want to start out with freshly shampooed hair, no conditioner. You want to make sure that you don't have any kind of leftover styling product in your hair, nothing like that. And if you do, we recommend using a clarifying shampoo. The reason for this is that if you do use a conditioner or any kind of oil-based product, you're going to get buildup in your hair, and the color is just not going to absorb the way that you would like it to. So recommended shower, shampoo only, dry your hair, apply it on dry hair. And then you're going to want to get, you know, everything that you need to dye. I recommend wearing an old t-shirt, maybe put a towel around your neck, whatever you need to do to make sure you don't get it everywhere. And gloves.
And gloves. So you shower, wash your hair, you make sure it's super clean, you dry it. Do you recommend a blow dry, natural dry? Is it basically what you want to do?
Either way is totally fine. And then you're going to want to section your hair so that you make sure you're fully saturating all areas. So front to back, side to side, clip these up, and then you can start down here. And then you're really just going to want to work the product through, make sure you're fully saturating. We recommend using your hands and just kind of make sure you rub it in and really let it sit in there.
And the product, like it really kind of like absorbs into the hair
and conditions.
And condition.
It's honestly literally like doing a conditioning mask. It is. The base is ultra conditioning, and it's not going to damage your hair at all. And I think that that's kind of a myth that people think, they're like, well, is this going to damage my hair? And it will not.
So you mentioned a good point, though. Hold on. So drying hair, applying color, wear gloves, right? Because it might stain a little bit your hands. But let's say like you finish the exercise. You finish coloring and everything. If you're going to go to sleep at night, worry about staining on sheets. Like what?
So leave it in for 45 minutes. However, you're welcome to leave it in as long as you want. If you want to run the risk of your pillows getting a little bit dirty, feel free. But leaving it in all night is not going to do anything except for just really let your colors soak in and get great results.
So basically, the longer you leave your color on, can one say that the more bright the color is going to be, or the more color is going to be on your hair?
Yeah, I mean, I would say your hair is like a sponge. So, of course, the longer you leave it on, the more your hair is going to absorb. There is, of course, a certain point where your hair is going to stop absorbing the color.
Yeah.
But the longer you leave it on, the brighter it will be.
So I pulled up Valentine here, which is a true
really
red.
Pretty red.
And this is a full coverage.
Full coverage.
Also the same smell. Let's talk about the smell a bit, but also can we talk about, because with hair color, you really have to kind of think about the color wheel.
Right.
And really how that works in terms of dark tones, light tones, and what colors complement each other. So how does that work?
Well,
I feel like I took art class, but I don't remember.
Right. You learn about it whenever you're little. You never really think about it again. But I think just having a really basic understanding of the color wheel when using color is important, because this is a semi-permanent direct dye, meaning it does not contain any kind of lightning component, and a lightning component would be something like a developer. So It's not going to change the base color of your hair. So the base color of your hair, you need to understand how that can interact with different shades.
So like you said, the base color of my hair, you said was more like a medium brown.
Right. But so I think one of the best examples and something that people, I think the most important for people to know about, because so many people who are using this are blonde, and you can have a yellow or brassy base. And so your 3 primary colors are red, blue, yellow. So whenever yellow and blue mix together, they can make green. So if you want to use a shade like Mystic, Anime, Blue Smoke, we recommend.
So Blue Smoke, we have one here.
Right.
So it's a really, really deep blue. So you're saying if you're a blonde who uses Blue Smoke.
But there is a way to fix it. So it can skew a little bit green because the base of your hair is yellow, but then that's whenever you look at complementary colors. So the complementary color to yellow is purple because they're directly across from each other on the color wheel. And when used in exact amounts, that can make kind of a muddy brown. But when used in different amounts, you can kind of tone down the other colors. And that's exactly how toners work for your hair. Blondes use purple toners to kind of tone down the yellows.
I'm going to do, let's say, Blue Smoke. I maybe did pre-lightning or whatever. And let's say I did Blue Smoke and it tinted a little green. If I used a purple toning shampoo, it might tone it down a little.
Well, actually, what you can do is that whenever you're using Blue Smoke, you can get one of our purple shades, mix in a little bit of the purple. It'll help tone down the yellows in your hair, and it will help your color go more true to what you wanted it to be.
That is so cool. So wait a second.
You
can kind of customize your shades a little bit?
You can. And that's when it's important to understand the color wheel, because if you do have a more yellow toned base and you do want to use a blue, of course you want it to show true to colors. So I would recommend mixing in a little bit of purple. And sometimes people are always so confused. They're like, my blue faded out and it's looking like a little bit of a green tint. All that's happening is the yellow base from your hair is showing through as the color is fading, and you can easily fix that just by toning your hair.
Got it. So
you could even use our Dilute, and you could mix in a little bit of purple, apply that all over your hair, and you'll get a much more graceful fade out with a blue.
Got it. Text in the back end team here too, because I want to answer any questions that might come up with our Instagram fam as well. But it really makes sense, because it's like important to look at a color wheel and see how it works. But I think the main takeaway, or sort of what I'm learning from you, is like you can be really experimental with our color.
You can.
And you don't have to basically fear it, because it is semi-permanent. So can you again explain a little bit more about what the semi-permanent means, and how long it might last, what is permanent versus semi-permanent, and how just all of it.
So semi-permanent is not going to permanently dye your hair. All that it's doing, it's absorbing into your cuticle, and our color is made to fade slowly, and it's made to fade gracefully, because these colors are really long lasting and vibrant, but they will never permanently dye your hair. So you might want to switch up your color every other month. You can go for it.
So do our colors work on grays?
I personally would not recommend our color for grays, just because grays have already lost all of their pigment, and so they have a really hard time absorbing color.
So like a gray hair is almost like a dead hair? Like, what does that mean?
So once your hair is gray, it's lost all of its pigment. So even bleach and color, it's going to have a hard time absorbing. But however, this is if your hair is all over gray. Say you have a couple gray pieces, you have gray roots, you can still use color and it will show up in other areas. Just don't expect it to 100% take to the gray hairs.
Got it. So another question that came in, can you mix a tint and a full coverage together?
Yes, and I'm so glad you brought this up, because say you really like one of our tints, but your hair is not platinum or light blonde. Maybe you have like a little bit darker than light blonde. You can take a shade like Bunny, mix in a little bit of one of our full coverage pinks, and then right there you have a more pigmented shade.
So you could mix Bubblegum, Rose, and Bunny.
Yes.
Got it.
And what you want to do whenever you're mixing shades is always start with your lighter shade and slowly add in your darker shade, because you can always go darker, but you cannot go lighter.
That's a really good tip.
Right.
No, I'm like learning a lot. I work with her every day and I'm learning so much here. Oh my gosh. But also just a note too, you know, Lime Crime, we are a full color brand. And so we have amazing color cosmetics as well too. But specifically on this live, we're talking about hair color. And that's why I really wanted to have Jodie with me, because obviously you can tell I'm learning stuff on this live. She is the true expert. So feel free to keep entering in questions and ask as we go along, because this is truly for you. And for me, because I'm learning a lot. But yeah, so, okay, that's amazing. Another question. What is your, or what are your 2 or 3, or maybe just any favorite shade mixes together? Like in terms of colors.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be really difficult. Okay. Let's see. I mean, the first one that you honestly said, Bunny, mixed with a little bit of Bubblegum Rose. So it's not going to be as light as Bunny or as fluorescent and bright as Bubblegum Rose, but it's going to be just like a really, really pretty pink.
Got it. And what about a blue mixture? Like, so Anime is one of our top sellers. And this one is really, really vibrant, almost like an electric aqua.
And you could even use Dilute with Anime if you're not willing to go that bright. Yes.
You want to talk about those?
Oh, yes, Dilute. So Dilute is really great for making custom mixes. And especially if, okay, say you're not using it, you don't want to start with Bunny and add in a little bit of Bubblegum Rose to make it a brighter pink, but you want to just start with one of our super pigmented shades, like, I don't know, maybe Juicy. You can start out with our Dilute, add in a little bit of this, and it's going to make it a more pastel toned down shade.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So Dilute and On Mute, we have 2. They're considered like mixers.
Yes.
So essentially you're mixing almost like more vibrant or less vibrant of the shade.
Yeah. Well, so On Mute is going to make a shade a little bit more smoky or darker, whereas Dilute is going to do exactly what it says. It dilutes the shade. You can make a custom shade with it. And Dilute itself will not actually do anything to your hair. It's not really going to deposit any color, but when mixed with other shades, you can make really awesome colors.
So I have the On Mute one right here. And again, packaging, it's like outer carton, super easy to read and understand. That's really cool. Can you use On Mute or Dilute with 2 colors?
Yeah. You can get crazy with it.
So it's just like really customizable and fun and easy to play.
So easy. It really is. And I mean, we believe that like expressing yourself in so many different ways, whether it be with makeup or dyeing your hair, is just such a fun way to express yourself. And we offer all of that.
That's amazing. So we didn't talk much about the fragrance. And just so you know, it's not just going to be the 2 of us on the slide. We actually have a Lime Crime fan who just colored her hair yesterday.
I know, it's amazing.
And she's going to be live here in a little bit. CECE! So CECE is our amazing model. And she's going to come out in a little bit, but that picture that just flashed up of her was before we did her transformation yesterday. So wanted to show you live and just show you like what that process looks like a little bit, and just hear from her. But I did want to talk about one thing. I really want to talk about the fragrance.
Oh, so Lola is obsessed with the fragrance.
I
I swear she talks about it every day.
Also, when I first joined the Lime Crime team, I got some product and tried it, and the first thing I noticed was the smell. It doesn't smell like normal hair color, and I wish you all could smell through the screen right now, to be honest.
It's almost
I don't know how to describe it.
So we call it pink sugar. So it's a sugary pink smell. Not that pink has necessarily a scent, but if you imagine pink sugar in your mind, and that's what it smells like.
So it's like sugar candy. I smell sometimes cotton candy. Some people sometimes smell like a caramel a little bit, or just like that. Your favorite sugary candy, like at a candy shop when you're little, like that smell of the candy store is like what is encapsulated in this bottle. It's crazy good. And anyone who tries the products, and you can obviously read reviews on our Lime Crime website and on Sally too, they love the scent. Everyone loves the scent. And I think it's really, it's awesome and really, really cool to talk about. And like, I guess the question is, do we have a certain percentage of fragrance that we put in, or how does that development process work?
Right. So every color has the same percentage of fragrance, and so they all smell the same across the board. We do try and keep the percentage low because obviously we don't want to be overwhelming anyone. But funny story, I remember whenever I was on a call with you, whenever you first joined the team, and that was one of the first things that you said to me.
Yeah. No, I think it's really, really special, our fragrance. And if you haven't smelled our hair dye yet, I mean, use your hair dye in the hair, but obviously just take in the smell. It's pretty sensorial. Note to myself, I do want to make unicorn hair smelling candles one day, so we'll talk to our CEO about that after this live. And you should probably heart it lots on Instagram if you want us to do that as well too.
Or request it in the comments.
Because
we listen to everybody.
We listen to everyone.
We listen.
And if you like this, like, we'll get more sort of ammo to help us make the new product. So it's really exciting.
You know what we did not cover?
What?
We talked about how to dye your hair, but we did not talk about how to upkeep your hair.
Okay.
Should we talk about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
So what that means is, especially after you dye your hair, when you have freshly dyed your hair,
okay,
and you've let it sit for a long time,
so
because it's super conditioning.
Meaning like you use Juicy, let's say, on your hair.
And you've already done all the steps that we walked you through, sectioning your hair, fully saturating, all that good stuff. Smelt it. Once you shower, you're going to want to wash your hair. And I know this isn't the funnest thing in the world, but with lukewarm or cold water. And that's going to just make sure that the color stays in your hair. Because when you wash your hair with really hot water, you open up your cuticle and you make your hair color more susceptible to fading out. So if you want to make it last a really long time, you got to make a little bit of a sacrifice, lukewarm or cold water. And then you're going to always want to make sure that you use a sulfate-free shampoo. And if you can, avoid heat styling your hair all the time because it's not great for your color.
Really?
Yeah. And it's not great for your hair.
And I guess a question, how often do you recommend shampooing, conditioning your hair? Just in general, and especially after you use our product, if you're trying to prolong your color?
So you should definitely not be washing your hair every day. I mean, every other day is even kind of a lot. I would say dry shampoo is your best friend. So try not to shower too often. I mean, you can shower your body, just not your hair all the time. And dry shampoo, I already said that, but dry shampoo is definitely your best friend. Oh, and try to avoid the ocean and swimming in pools because chlorine and salt water.
Oh, that's true. So, okay, so you do the process of the hair color. Mm-hmm. You really want it to stay. Mm-hmm. How soon after would you do like your second wash? And then ocean chlorine is a no-no, right? Because it's going to really rinse out the color.
Yes. There's so many chemicals whenever you go and, well, I mean, the ocean, chlorine and then salt water. And since we obviously recommend sulfate-free shampoo, the ocean is, basically just so much sulfate.
Yeah, because of all the salt in the water too. So really be careful to prolong your color. No pools. And no ocean. Obviously, you can put your hair up. Or if your hair's short, you're fine. Maybe wear a bathing cap. Then you can enjoy it all. But
a shower cap.
A shower cap. Ooh.
A cute shower cap.
We should make lime crime shower caps.
We should.
Oh my gosh. Everyone on Instagram will heart that too if they want us to do that product for sure. I'm sure hearts are coming in. Okay, so should we bring out hair swatches so people can see? Should we bring out CECE and have her talk about her experience?
I'm personally really excited to see CECE and her hair.
So I did want to mention though too, we have a ton of hair swatches and I did want to show them on the live because Jodie's done an amazing job of kind of keeping this huge binder of swatches of every single color and what the color looks like on multiple different hair levels. But I do really want to talk to CECE and hear about her actual personal experience.
And then we'll show the swatches after. We can show you guys some of our favorite shades, how they look across different hair levels, all that good stuff.
Okay, perfect. So CECE, our beloved Lime Crime fan and hair model for this live, is here somewhere. So let's come on out, CECE. Yay! Yeah, sit.
Oh my gosh!
So do a turn. Wow. Look at her amazing hair. And also you have do you mind if I feel your hair? Okay. Also, she has such a cool cut going on right now too. Let's show CECE's before video if we can. And you wanted to do a blue and have like a stripe of a pink.
Yeah.
And then let's show her her fun after video. I was in the office yesterday. We recorded that with her.
Yeah. So she did blue smoke and chocolate cherry.
So let's bring them up. So blue smoke was this one, right?
Right. And then I kind of want to get a
Cherry's
close up of her side because where you can see where blue smoke and chocolate cherry blended.
Here, I'm gonna turn
They
you
kind
a
of
little
created
bit.
this really pretty purple outline. And that kind of goes back to how you can mix our colors to make other really pretty shades.
So blue
too.
smoke on the top, chocolate cherry, and this like really cool stripe that kind of
Yes.
basically goes to the very back of her head, but like so pretty. And then there's almost like a purple ombre
Yeah.
between the blue smoke and the chocolate cherry at the top and at the bottom. And here too for all of our Instagram lovers up there so they can really see it. It's really cool. I think it's really, do you like it, CeCe?
Yes, I love it.
Have you gotten compliments yet?
I've gotten a few, yeah.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
That's amazing. So just to show you, like this is the chocolate cherry. It actually looks pretty, really like a pretty dense, deep color in the
Mhm.
jar too. But you know, as Jodie mentioned before, your base color really depends,
Mhm.
right, on the outcome of the final color.
Yes.
Can you talk about that again? Because look, you see how this color is here on CeCe. It really is more of a vibrant, more of a vibrant cherry color.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that the color in the jar is always going to look a little bit different to how it's going to turn out. You should pay more attention to the hair swatches. And if you go on our website, you can see the hair swatches on 8 different hair levels. And so you can kind of look at it, see what level your hair is, and then how it will turn out on you.
Totally.
Every
And
color
that's
is going to look a little bit different on everybody, but they always come out.
And that's on our Lime Crime website. And, you know, we're working with the Sally team too to get more swatches up on the site too, to make it really real and, you know, potentially even have swatches live in store so you can see. But I think it's a really good point to know, you know, everyone has a little bit of a different starting color.
Mhm.
And, you know, there's categorizations of those starting bases, like light platinum blonde to super, super deep brown.
Mhm.
But everyone's unique, and we love that at Lime Crime. We
Mhm.
celebrate uniqueness. And so color really is a
Yeah.
really unique process for every individual.
Yeah. And if you have a lot of dimension in your hair, like you have darker areas. So say like Lola's hair, she has areas that are really light and then she
Yeah.
has some areas that are darker.
Yeah.
The color is going to look a little bit different throughout and it will create almost like a really pretty ombre.
I think what was cool though for CeCe is that she started with just like really clean platinum blonde hair.
Yes.
And it was really even. I saw it.
Showed up really true to color.
She dyed it herself, but I saw the process and she came in full blonde, very even tone blonde. And what's really cool is like the even tone of our color came out super even on her hair.
Yes.
So I
did.
think maybe if you do like a full circle CeCe around,
Oh, sure.
if you can, so people can see the back. Because if you look at the tone of her hair,
I love the stripe.
the stripe is so cool, but just put your head up a little, CeCe. It's so even, you guys. Like the color of the blue smoke, there's not a lot of variation. It's even, it's colored throughout. And also, I must say, her hair is really soft.
Thank you.
Did it, CeCe, do you
And
feel-
I bet I know why it's really soft.
Why?
Because our color is ultra conditioning.
No, it really is conditioning. We're not just trying to like tell you it's really conditioning. Like you said, it's like almost a conditioner with color in it.
I have a funny story. I have used the Dilute as a conditioning mask before.
Really? So the Dilute one that we talked about earlier, she's
Yes.
saying, got it. So
Mhm.
wait, but I want to get like some real testimonial. from
Right.
consumers. So CeCe, did your scalp hurt when you were going through this process?
Not at all. Surprisingly, it felt kind of nice because it was cold on my head, and since it was a kind of a hot day, it felt nice to have like the cold, but it didn't hurt at all.
So it was like refreshing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Got it. And then you wore gloves, right?
Yes.
And to put the color on. And did you use a brush as well?
Yes, the brush that comes with the bowl and the little
A
kit.
little kit, a
Uh-huh.
little Lime Crime. So we have some accessories for Lime Crime too to just help make the process a little easier. But that's amazing. And then like, did you feel any different with the color? I know you waited. How long did you wait with the color on?
We waited about 25 minutes.
Okay. So Jodie, what in your recommendation? How long do you think you're supposed to wait? Generally?
So 25 minutes really can work because her hair was so bleached. It just sucked the color right up. But you can leave it on for as long as you want. I would say like a general timing is anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes.
And it's totally safe to do that, right? Like,
oh, of course.
of course, yeah.
There's no harsh chemicals in our dye. So nothing that can
So
hurt you.
through the 25 minutes or however you had it on, you didn't feel any tingling or you tell me like it was just really easy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, nothing really at all. And then I just washed it off and there you go.
And so tell us like about the color. How would you describe the blue? Like if you had to just say like, oh, it's a certain blue, but how would you describe the blue? To me, it comes across as like a little bit aqua-y, but it's so just bright and beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a really deep, like dark color, but it shows up really well, even as like because sometimes darker shades just look like
They don't pop as
yeah.
much.
Yeah. And again, this was the blue smoke shade, so I'm showing it right here.
Mhm.
So
And the real question-
so essentially it's a dark shade, but it really does pop still
Yes.
on your hair
Uh-huh.
or on with your complexion too.
The real question is, do you plan to dye your hair again?
Definitely.
Do you have any shades in mind for your next time?
I don't know. I think I might just sort of surprise myself. with
Surprise
something.
yourself. I like that.
And like, what was the inspiration for the stripe? Did you just want to have like a different color variation, or you just wanted to like? I know you're an artist too, right? So
I saw her drawing today.
Yeah,
she
she's
is
an
an
amazing
artist.
So did you just want to kind of be artistic with your hair?
Yeah, just something unique that you probably wouldn't first think of if you were thinking of dyeing your hair.
Got it. Can you do a side turn for us again so everyone can see the stripe? It's so cool.
I
And
love
then-
it.
And then turn around all the way.
Wow.
It really is like a lightning bolt.
And
almost.
everyone can see too where these two colors mixed and created this like pretty purple color.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of a blend between the blues and the pinks, but it also it doesn't look harsh at all. It's really just like very elegant and beautiful. Super cool, CeCe. I'm so glad you had a good experience with it, and also that it wasn't too hard to do on yourself.
No, not at all.
Just the gloves and
Yeah, it was really easy to just like paint it on, and then I massaged it in a little bit, just to make sure that the color got evenly spread, and then that's all really that I think you have to do.
It really is like a paint job.
yeah. So, question: if you didn't want to bleach, or let's say you didn't come in with like fresh blonde like CeCe had,
Mhm.
what do you think are the best shades to use, or does it just depend? There was a question that came in about that.
Okay, so if you've never bleached or chemically treated your hair, and chemically treating can be like, I don't know, a perm or keratin or something like that, all of those treatments are going to
So
open
cool.
your cuticle. But
Show 'em
if
the
you
side.
have virgin hair, you've never done anything to it before, we do have some really dark pigmented shades, such as chocolate cherry is actually one of them, Valentine, Sea Witch. We encourage you to use them. However, sometimes the results aren't as long lasting as you would like, just because, as I said, your hair is virgin, so it's not absorbing it the way somebody would who had bleached or chemically treated their hair.
Got it.
But we do have some really pigmented shades that can leave a really pretty tint of color.
Amazing. No, it's so cool. Well, CeCe, thanks so much for coming on the live. I think it was like really fun to talk about your experience, and we're excited to see what color you do next.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye, CeCe.
Bye, CeCe.
Yay for CeCe.
Her hair looks so
It looks
cute.
so good.
I love it.
Jodie, I think we're next.
I think we are next. What color would you do?
I don't know. I was thinking, so we have one of our beloved Lime Crime fans, influencers, models that we've worked with on our new branding, our new NeverBlendin campaign, which we launched in May, and we're super excited about. And she's wearing Bubblegum Rose, I think. So
I know.
I'm always inspired by that photo of it.
I am.
So maybe I should do some of that. But I learned from you today that you can mix bubblegum and the tint. And
Yeah, so
bunny,
maybe
right?
you don't want to go as bright as her.
Yeah, so
so
maybe
you
it's
can
a
either
mix.
mix this with dilute, or you could even mix bunny with a
Yeah.
little bit of this.
there's a lot of options. Also, purple's really cool. No, I'm excited. But I actually loved Blue Smoke too that CeCe had.
Oh, I loved it. And I would have never thought to do that stripe. She's so creative.
This is the
and
Blue Smoke one again. It's just, I also just smell it. It's like natural for me to just smell.
I work with this hair dye so much because I'm always doing swatches, and every time I open up a fresh jar, I'm like,
Speaking of swatches, why don't you bring out the book?
I will. I'm very proud of this book. I worked a very long time on it.
So explain what the book is.
So I basically just have in here all of our how am I
There you
doing
go.
this
There you go.
correctly? A lot of pages in here because we have a full assortment of color, but I have a bunch of different tabs. I have pink and red, orange and yellow, green and blue, purple and white mixers.
Okay, so let's say let's do orange and yellow.
Okay.
So you turn to the orange and yellow page and it says neon peach at the top. So here, we can show you the swatch book, right? So neon peach at the top, and it's saying if you have light blonde hair and you use neon peach, most likely your color will.
So this is actually, looking at the platinum and the light blonde, this is actually a good example about having a little bit more depth in your hair. It actually darkens the color. So right here we have platinum, where it just shows really true to color, super bright, neon peach. And then right here is light blonde. So somebody who has a little bit more depth, it kind of darkens the shade a little bit. So
Cool, and make sure you show Instagram as well up here.
here you go, Instagram.
Yeah, so neon peach is one of our top sellers.
Yeah, I
And
love that color.
It really is like a peachy to me.
Oh, yes, it is exactly what you would imagine a neon peach to look like.
So wait though, can you talk about this one, because this is a light brown with neon peach.
Right, and so as you
do you want to show it against the platinum?
Oh, yes. So this is the difference. The light brown didn't absorb the color as much, but you can see that it just has this really slight glow to it. Sorry, having trouble centering here.
Sort of like a peachy glow.
Mhm.
Got it. So yeah, I mean, Jodie has spent hours and hours and hours, as well as other members of the Lime Crime team, days, which have equated to thousands of hours. On these swatches, just to basically really test all of our colors to make sure that they work on all types of hair levels and to understand what the results could be. Right?
Right, so that we're better able to recommend shades depending on what shade your hair is.
All right, let's look at a different color, and then
why don't you show me what your favorite color is? I'm going to put this in.
Oh, yeah, I'm not good at putting them in. Sorry about that.
It's okay. There's a social technique to it.
So I really love these, this kind of, these like...
Oh, anime. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, so anime was one, I think I showed it a little bit earlier, but this is anime. It really is very bright, vibrant.
Bright candy blue.
Very vibrant. But you see?
An example of how the dye looks a little bit different than how the color turns out. So always make sure that you look at swatches.
Right. And
which we have on the front of our box. So if you're ever shopping in store, then.
And then also, I think it'd be fun to look at some tints. Do you have any tints in here?
Here's Cloud and Periwinkle. I don't know, which one should we show?
Let's do Cloud.
Okay.
So Cloud right here, I have it in the bottle. So you can see this is Cloud.
Sorry, I'm having
It's really pretty. It's a beautiful periwinkle purple, gorgeous color.
And here it is on platinum.
Ooh, the swatch book fell. Whoops.
And here it is on light blonde.
Wow, so with light blonde, it looks a bit more.
Yeah, it just adds a little bit more.
Just a little bit more ashy. Looks a little bit more ashy. But yeah, I mean, so again, another great example. This actually really is pretty true to tone, right? If you look at all the color together in the bottle versus a swatch, and here you can see up for Instagram here, it really is so similar. But yeah, we love these swatches, and they really help us understand and educate ourselves on the color and how it works. And Jodie, the swatches, the color, how long does the color sit on all these?
Well, I just leave them in here.
No, I mean, like how long, when you put the color, apply it, or you're letting it sit for about 30 minutes?
Oh, yes, I set a timer for 30 minutes. I have timers going off all day.
Got it. Okay, well, so we're going to wrap up in 2 minutes. If there's any other questions you have for myself or Jodie, please add them into the chats, and we'll try and answer them really quickly. But we hope you all had so much fun with us.
I had fun.
Yeah, we had a great time. Also, again, just like being on social, live with you, explaining the products we love so much, and being in our office again with our team. It's been so fun.
Yes.
And again, follow us on Lime Crime. We're really active on social, Lime Crime Makeup.
And on Sally Beauty.
And make sure you follow Sally, and you can shop all of our amazing hair colors through Sally as well. And Lots more coming soon with Sally. They're an amazing partner, and we are really excited to be expanding with them as well. So yeah, any last minute questions, I'm happy to answer. I'm getting them through text. So if anyone through the gram or anything else wants to put anything up last minute, definitely do that.
We might have covered everything.
We were pretty detailed, I think, with everything, but we'll give it 2 more seconds.
Why don't you guys have color in your hair?
Oh, there was a question from the crowd in the back. So
we're in between, right? This live was just bad timing. We planned to have our hair very bright, very vibrant, very colorful. We're all going to be in the Lime Crime office together soon.
I was going for a little bit of a more natural hair color look for my wedding that I recently had, but I'll be doing some vibrant Lime Crime shades too. I think I'm gonna try out some Bubblegum Rose, and that's. I
would love to see that on you.
Sorry, one more question came through asking about green shades.
Oh.
So, Jodie, actually, didn't you dye your hair green at one point?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yes, you did. That's awesome. What shade was that?
Swamp Queen.
So, Swamp Queen. Well, we have Sea Witch here, which is also a green, which is really, really beautiful.
Yeah, really pretty. And speaking of this picture, that's the other thing. You don't have to dye your full head if you don't want to. You can get creative with it. You can do your front pieces. You can do a little peekaboo right here. You can do your ends.
So this is Jodie with the front piece.
Front pieces. There's so many different ways to get creative with it.
Yeah. So we love playing with our hair color too,
and we love seeing what all of you guys do. So always tag us in your new hair looks. We love seeing them.
Yeah, and also just keep continuing to follow us on social and engaging with us. I think we'll be doing more of these lives, especially hopefully with Sally too, as they come forward. So follow at Sally Beauty, follow at Lime Crime Makeup. Again, Lola here. It was super fun to chat with you all.
And shop our color on Sally. I don't know if you already said that, but shop it on Sally.
And Jodie here too, from the hair color team. So again, this was so fun. Have an amazing rest of your Thursday. Peace.